Snowfall Season 5, Episode 5, titled Iliad. I believe I said that correctly, which I believe was derived off a book that either Leon or Franklin was reading, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, grinders and grindettes? I go by the name of The Black Abstract if you're new to the channel. If you aren't new and you're returning, salute to everybody. Listen, I know I've been absent this last week or so. Like I said, man, if you guys know, I had a death in my family. My grandma was 92 years old. She decided to transcend into the next stages of her life. So just been an emotional week, hard week. We had to get everything together as a family, say our last goodbyes and we had to repass and whatnot, and just needed some time to clear my head. The other day, my daughter was in the hospital, or yesterday, so she has some stuff going on. So it's just been a lot going on. But listen, I'm back, and I miss you guys. Fist bump. And listen, what other way to get reunited than what we know and love, which is the best show out of all of them, and that's Snowfall. Because this is. If y'all even compare this to that Force bullshit, you need to get smacked. You need a good old fashioned, passionate ass whooping that your grandparents used to give with the belt. With something the first thing they can grab. That's what you need if you think this is coming anywhere near that bullshit called Force. This is how a drug story is told. All right, listen. Episode starts off with. It reminded me of a Power episode 2. You remember that episode where what's his name? Ghost was having like the perfect day. Everything was going right, or he in his mind, and then it just took a turn for the worse. That's what this episode was. It was like Franklin said. He woke up. He had in his mind he was gonna get this business still done so they could buy this building, which could pretty much set them up for future generations to come. But he had to go see another business partner, which was Louis. Him and his wife or girlfriend, baby mom, whatever, were very excited about it. And then they go to see Louis, and they go to get her signature. And man, I seen somebody said on Twitter she was just a little too happy not to tell Franklin no. And listen, I know she got some gripe with Franklin. That like kind of harsh. I don't like how that look on my skin. Anyway, she was a little too excited to tell Franklin no. And I know they got their little beef going on, but I'm like, come on, Louis. You got to see the big picture. But like she said, your goal isn't necessarily our goal, so therefore, it is what it is. And a lot of people I've seen, I haven't read too much into what Louis has been doing. But I've been reading comments just on clips and scenes that I've been seeing. And a lot of people are saying that, Louis' arrogance and her willingness to try to talk to Teddy is kind of detrimental to her and Jerome. And they say she's selfish because if you remember that one time, she's like, I'm trying to do what's best for me, us. She slipped up. They say she's pretty much selfish and she's all for self. And then that made me start looking and realizing what it was. But then again, you gotta think she's been shot. She's been through a traumatic experience. She probably has some PTSD. So if you had to pinpoint all of the things that happened in the last episode, were pretty much a direct result of the ideas of Franklin saying. So it's understandable for her not to be under Franklin's thumb anymore. He put forth this plan to pin Manboy and Scully against each other, and it backfired. So he had to deal with the blowback of that. And his family was kind of collateral damage in the crosshairs of that. So I understand it, and that's how people got to look at it too. Like Louis has every right to kind of be upset about what's been done to her. She didn't ask for this, but when Franklin asked her who should be saved, she said Manboy. He decided not to go with that. He wanted to go against Scully, and ultimately it backfired. And then in the aftermath of that, she still got to deal with Scully crazy ass on top of killing this man's daughter and his kid. Like, that's an unpredictable thing. And I'll get back to Scully in a minute because we got to talk about what we got to talk about. Anyway, we cut to we see that Franklin is visibly upset, and his girl tries to calm him down. She got him. I don't know if she got him meditating or what. She got him doing something. He's upset visibly. But she like, listen, it's another way to skin a cat. We could talk to him. So I'm guessing what I thought in my head was she's going to sick sissy on him. That's what she did later. Now this cuts to Sissy, and we see her talking to this gentleman again from last week. As they put it, the handsome guy. That's what the waitress said. And I'm not saying he's handsome. That's what the waitress said. Don't put that on me. Don't try to do no sound bites on your boy. Listen, your boy don't swing that way. I'm engaged now. I'm strictly for the ladies. So they're talking, and this dude is talking about putting a wire, or not even a wire, but a pin, pretty much a wire, giving her a pin that's, electronic device and a recording device, and he wants her to put it in Franklin's office, so they can hear everything that's going on, so they can get Teddy. And I'm like, what the hell? This is like the same thing that Elton was doing. I know she ain't gonna go for this. And sure enough, she was reluctant, and with good reason, because she like, listen, I'm not going against my son. I want Teddy. She wants retribution for what happened to Elton, and she wants to take down Teddy. I don't know why she just don't walk up to Teddy herself and just blow his brains out. But she's not that type of person. She's a God-fearing woman, we really don't know exactly who these people are. We just know this guy works for some organization, and they're trying to get what they could get done by any means necessary. So that begs the question, and I'll get to it, the suspects later on and we'll get to that. What happened? So, she was reluctant, but he told her, listen, take the pen, and then, what happens. We see Franklin is meeting up at the silos, or the grain mills. We got, it's crazy because we got something like this in Buffalo, and I did, that's where I did my video work hard at. We got something just like this, a little place. But we see Teddy, Gustavo, this isn't Gustavo. I always call him Gustavo. His name's not Gustavo. But we see Teddy, Franklin, and the guy that looked like Peaches, but he not Peaches. And they're all meeting up, and they're like, yo, what's where everybody's saying where's Peaches? Now a lot of people have been speculating that Peaches has the package. We don't know yet. We don't know. But Teddy asks him about the Louis and Jerome situation, and he's like, it's a situation, like it is what it is. Pretty much like I got it figured. When I first saw this Peaches dude, the first time I saw, I said he a fake Peaches. He ain't gonna be around long. From the look of his hair, I said this Al B. Sure looking motherfucker ain't gonna be around long. And sure enough, today was. Let's get a moment of silence for him. I don't know his name. But let's get a moment of silence for him. He's out of here. He's gone. But right as they're talking, a van screeches up, and you already know what that is. We don't watch enough of these shows. Drive by. So we see a group of people pull up. Some black motherfuckers pull up. They just start blasting. And these motherfuckers start pulling out, busting their guns. We see Teddy gets hit. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's a hit on Teddy. Teddy gets hit. His motherfucking ass roll in that car, get in that car, and get the fuck up on out of there. They let him, he drove the fuck up on out of there. And they stayed shooting. So they were aiming at Franklin. They were trying to get Franklin. So Franklin followed suit, got the fuck up in the car. We also see Gustavo get hit. He's in the back seat, and Teddy left his ass. Teddy got the fuck up on out of there. We see the driver did get hit in the van, but Franklin's driving. He backs up on out of there, gets him. And then I was wondering in the trailer what was going on. I didn't know this was going to be happening in their own backyard. I thought they were going on one of the little missions overseas. I thought Franklin was going to be filling in, and they on this private plane or something, and they went on a little missions over in Colombia, and shit got a little hasty. I didn't know this shit was happening right in L.A. But somebody's been paid to put a hit out on Franklin, and there's some gangbangers. So the first thing that comes to my mind, obviously, is Scully. That's because even though Scully said they're good, you can't trust a crazy motherfucker like Scully. But Scully is a man of principle, and he does stand on his word. But then again, you can't trust a motherfucker. He is a gangbanger. You can't trust a motherfucker like that. It also could be what's old boy they killed? it could be his people. Who know? You know, we don't know what's going on. That's the crazy thing about it. We don't know what's going on. But anyway, Franklin hightails out of there. Him and my man, and they go to. He's like, yo, Franklin, you got to get off the street. So Franklin pulls off the street somewhere, and mind you, Reed has what does he say he want to be called by? Teddy has a trunk full of coke. They never did the transaction, and Franklin got $3 million in cash, just sitting there, just sitting there, just in the trunk. So they got to get out of there, and they trying to find a payphone, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is like some buddy cop shit. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a good ass episode right off the bat. Gun got no bullets in it, right off the bat. So I'm like, oh, they shit out of luck. I don't know why he didn't bring backup guns. But listen, I know they were in the heat of the moment. He didn't have time to take old boy's gun. But they got the fuck up on there. They got walking around, and they in op territory. You know, from what I hear, it's still the same way out there in LA. You can't just be walking in any neighborhood, and they in SA neighborhood, and you know, sorry if I disrespected anybody. But they in I don't Latino whatever. I don't know what they need the proper way to say it. You know, I'm a nigga. That's what I say. I call myself and refer to myself. So if that's derogatory towards you guys, I apologize. Enlighten me, please. But we see Teddy is he pulls over, and I was thinking that too. I'm like, yo, he need to take a hit of that coke because that's gonna give him a nice adrenaline rush. And sure enough, he gets out the car. He winds up earling, and he opens that trunk. He cuts open that pure, puts some on the wound. Then he takes a hit of that shit, and he was up. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, oh, he about to pass out. He better pull over before he crashed. Because I thought he was just gonna pull over and crash, and you know, maybe bleed out. Hopefully, he get some help. Pedialyte. Anyway, so he gets up in the wheel, and he winds up driving somewhere. We don't know where he's at. I'm like, yo, this is cool. From the first jump, I'm like, yo, this is good stuff right here. It's picking up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, first couple episodes was cool, but I'm like, yo, they need to start picking this shit up. Like, we got to go here. Like, something need to happen, and it's happening. You know, we didn't really have no. His name is Gustavo. Oh, okay, I know I wasn't tripping. His name is. I'm like, yo, is it? Cause I'm thinking I'm calling him the other guy that got the guns. I thought I was calling him his name, but his that's Avi. Okay, just want to make sure, cause I be tripping sometimes. Perks to do that to you, but so they trying to figure out how to get where they need to go. And Teddy just got the fuck up on. I don't blame him. Teddy was like, yo, because Frank was like, yo, why Teddy just leave you like that? He's like, yo, he got shot. He like, you sure? He's like, yeah. You can see Franklin spinning like, yo, is it bad? Like, you know, Franklin want him out of here. Franklin don't want to deal with him no more. So I'm like, Franklin, hey, maybe it's a plus. And listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Franklin set this shit up. Who knows? But then again, he not going to hire nobody to shoot up his family. You know what I'm saying? Unless maybe he want Jerome and Louis out, but Franklin ain't that ruthless to where he gonna be taking out his family yet. So that's out of the theory. He was a suspect for a brief second. I'm like, nah, because if that's the case, when Teddy hightailed out of there, they probably would have just followed Teddy. My suspects, I'll give you those at the end. Anyway, we see Franklin's at a payphone. He's paging everybody 911. Louis and Jerome get the page, but they're out talking to Sissy and Franklin's girl about the meeting. And Louis like, listen, I don't care how you put it. You know, you talking for Franklin, you can put it any type of way you want. It ain't gonna happen. We not budging. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, like she's standing firm on what she believe, but they trying to go at it a different way because they know Sissy could kind of get to Jerome and kind of talk, and she almost had him. But then those pages came in and Jerome like, yo, I got to go to a payphone. And I forget how fucking hard it was to talk to somebody. But they got money. I'm surprised they ain't got one of them big-ass cell phones or car phones where they could just call. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Jerome's, he goes to a payphone and there's some guy on there and he's giving Jerome the third degree. Jerome just like bullied him off of him and called him. And right as Jerome is talking to him, you know, Franklin's telling him like, listen, somebody just tried to hit us. we're such and such right here. You hear another car screeching up, and it's fucking somebody shooting at Jerome, Louis, Sissy, and Franklin's girlfriend. So Jerome come out the cut, busting. Everybody get down. I swear, like 5 people got hit, and there was nobody who was the target, man. And the only thing I think it was that Nas song when he said when the pistol blows, the one that's murdered be the cool one. Tough luck. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. Like when somebody gets shot, it's always the one that the intended. It's not the intended target who was intended for that got hit. It's always somebody that wasn't intended target. So I'm like, okay, this is I'm like, hey man, that's how it be. That's how that's how the cookie crumbles. As they're getting hit, Franklin's on the phone and he hears them going through this. Now, prior to this, it was some Hispanic people walking up to them that spotted them because at that time it was, and like I said, it's still kind of like this. It was you stay in your neighborhood. Blacks wasn't allowed in this type of neighborhood. They weren't allowed in the black neighborhood. It's like that. I believe it's still like that. But anyway, Gustavo told him like, yo, we shouldn't be here long. And listen, Gustavo's a dangerous motherfucker when he got a gun in his hand or a weapon. He naked. He ain't got shit. But I done seen Gustavo do some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, he gonna if you want to be on a run or in a situation with anybody, Gustavo is the person to be with because he's a survivor and Franklin is a survivor. So, and listen, believe me, if they make it out of this, they gonna be thick as thieves, man. They gonna be just like how Teddy and Reed is. They gonna be thick as thieves, man. Cause Gustavo, he know Franklin ain't no bitch. Franklin's smart. He gonna do what the fuck he gotta do. He wanna survive. And Gustavo and Franklin obviously respects Gustavo. He's what he's capable of. So this episode was so fucking good, dude. Anyway, we see the little dude come up to him. Franklin pump fake. Franklin ain't got no bullets, so he pull out his joint. Everybody else scattered. One little dude was like, man, I ain't no pussy, man. I ain't scared of that. And then he see his boys come out the joint. And they got the real heater, and Gustavo like, yo, run. So they start running, and they start getting chased down. It's a good old-fashioned foot chase. They jumping through alleys and fucking fences and sliding through this. Back at the restaurant, you see everybody that got hit. Like, I'm counting them now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people. No, 5. 5 people got hit. 2 are dead. 3 are dead, and I think 2 got injured, man. So they trying to get Sissy fat ass up. She like, what's going on? What? You okay? They like, yeah, we got to get the fuck out of there. Homegirl like, yo, put the guns in my purse. Let's get the fuck on out of here now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they told him that Franklin got hit as well. Actually, I think he did. He did wind up telling them. But they like, yo, Sissy's like, yo, we got to get an ambulance. They're like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of here. As the police come in, they walk in. And these faggot-ass police pull up on them and fucking start hemming them up and shit. And I'm like, yo, why are you serious? Like, why? These motherfuckers are trying to get the fuck out of here. But I get it now. They nice dress. They dress nice. They just walking away. They look like fucking, back then, nice fucking black people. I guess they associated with being drug dealers and shit. That's just how it was. So they start hemming them up, telling them to turn around. And I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about to be an issue. And I knew Louis was gonna pull that play. I knew she was gonna use that card with the cop. You know what I'm saying? Because what the fuck? What else would you need him there for? If he ain't gonna come in, if he not gonna come through for situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Back at the listen, I hate these ads on. Listen, I pay $75 a month for Hulu. For no ads, and I still get ads. I don't understand it. I'm trying now. When I do my reviews, I like to watch the show so I could get it fresh because I'm not gonna remember everything. And then I'm watching it and it's ads on like Hulu. Why am I paying you $75? And I know what you're thinking, $75 a month. Yeah, I know, but I watch Hulu a lot. It's a lot of shows I watch. I don't have cable, so I have Hulu. And I got a couple other. I got Hulu, Netflix. Fucking Disney Plus, Stars, man, I'm paying way too much for this bullshit, man. Might as well get cable as much as I'm paying. But anyway, I might just stop this, get the basic fucking Hulu plan because it's not worth it. I really don't even watch the live TV like that. Well, I say that, but then I do watch Snowfall. But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent, like I do. And somebody wrote in my comments, I talk too much instead of getting to the point of the vehicles. And, I told them, listen, you don't know how Google AdSense works. You got to pay to play. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk. That's how you get them ads rolling. That's how you get that revenue going. But anyway, and I'm watching this fucking promo for this ambulance movie that's supposed to came out like 3 months ago. But anyway, so we see Gustavo Franklin maneuvering. They find a little cut underneath a house. Decide to go in there for a little bit, chill out, throw the money in there, and you see you hear the guys screech and run off. And at the same time, as Jerome and Louie and them are getting hemmed up, Leon's over in the projects having some articulate conversation where he actually kind of knows what he's talking about. He like, yo, we kind of got the right to bear weapons. Like we could have weapons legally. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, yo, look at the Constitution or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And his man's in him like, nigga, is you crazy? But Leon is absolutely correct. He just has to find a correct way to do it and fill out some paperwork. But he can legally arm himself and not be, jammed up for it. I don't know if he's a felon, so it might be some restrictions. And then again, I don't know LA gun laws, especially back then. I don't know how they are either. I know New York gun laws, they ain't going for nothing like that. You got to wait a year, and you still going to get denied. I got denied like 3 times before I finally got approved for mine. After I had mine already. So I had got approved for it, and I wound up getting arrested. And I lost it, and then I had to reapply for it. And, yeah. So, anyway, so they're absolutely right, and they're having a conversation and arguing. Leon's pager's on the table, so he doesn't hear what's going on. Then they get a call. They got to go outside for something, and I forget exactly what it was for. But at the crime scene, we see Jerome and Louie and them getting hemmed up. She drops the cop's name. He winds up coming up to help them, and they're like, yo, what the fuck? Can we get out of here? And this dude was like, somebody said on Twitter too, this dude want to be white so bad. And I agree. I do not like this cop's character, man. He's shady. Something ain't gonna happen to him. And what happened to that other character cop that Franklin used to give money to? I forget what happened to him. Did Franklin wind up knocking him off? I can't remember. Somebody let me know in the comments. He was friends with Andre, and he wanted some kickback for keeping it secret. Did he get knocked off? I think he got knocked off. I can't even remember. But anyway, so Franklin was getting hawked down, dude. Yo, they was about to whoop these niggas' ass, man. Oh man, they was like, yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here. They throwing the money, they going, yo, that shit was crazy. But anyway, the cop winds up letting him go, but he tells Jerome, I want an apology, and Jerome was like, yo, what I owe you an apology for? For disrespecting my wife anytime you can, for beating up us in the projects, or for something else he said too. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's it. Get him, Jerome. I think eventually Jerome gonna end up kicking this nigga ass, man. Dead ass, dude. So we see that Franklin and decide they finally come from underneath the house and leave the bags there. They're like, yo, we come back and get the money later. Yada yada yada. We see Teddy ends up at some lady's house. I do not remember this lady. If y'all know who she is, post it in the comments below. I can't remember that far back. But we wind up seeing that he goes there. She comes home, see the trail of blood. And you see Teddy bleeding out on the kitchen floor. She tells him, listen, the wound isn't fatal. But so she goes to get surgery supplies from the hospital. Comes back and winds up working on him. But she like, listen, I need $500,000 before I need $500,000 off rip. And he like, yo, I'm good for it. So she winds up giving him the surgery. And as she gave him the surgery, she wound up finger banging herself in front of her. I was just like, okay, what the fuck? Did she get off on seeing this? That's a new fetish. I never seen that category on Pornhub. Gunshot victims. Like, I've seen some weird category. I never seen that one. So yeah, we seen that. So we see that weird shit. Franklin and then wind up Frank. So she went for Teddy's going to be okay, but she winds up getting Teddy's keys, saying he got to move his car. She was looking for him, and then I knew she was up to something. She's looking all through the car, and she goes in the trunk, sees all the coke. So I'm like, oh boy, this ain't good. So this is gonna be an issue upon itself. And listen, Teddy's fucking up, man. Teddy is fucking up, dude. He come back and he's fucking up. But we don't know whose situation is. But Teddy and Franklin, I thought were a little more careful than this. You know what I'm saying? I thought they probably would have more security. But, you know, hey, you listen, shit happens, man. We see Leon going to meet up with Avi. And Avi got a damn bazooka for his ass. Like, yo. Yeah, so Leon tells Avi, listen, it's gonna be a change of plans. And Avi's like, listen, it ain't no refund on these. Leon like, yeah, I know. And you know, he's like, yo, whatever, just give me I just want some handguns and some other shit, some shotguns and shit, some regular shit. I was like, yo, I would have took that fucking that bazooka or whatever that shit was. But as they're talking, they wind up getting hit. I'm like, yo, what's going? And I'm like, yo, out of all the places to hit somebody, you're gonna hit them while they at the gun dealer reeing up. And only they got one person. They got one of Avi's guys. But listen, Leon was determined. I said, yo, Leon is a stepper. That motherfucker ran in the street with precision aim and caught one of them motherfuckers. And we see dude fall out. And I'm like, okay, finally they might be able to tell who this is, but they said the dude ain't had no ID on him. I don't even think he had the colors of a gang member, so I don't know. They don't know what's going on, but I'm glad they wind up catching one of those motherfuckers. But damn, they getting followed like a motherfucker. Somebody really coming for their peoples, and they think it's Peaches because Peaches got the day off, but it's no reason for Peaches to do that. Peaches is taken care of, and he been down with them for a minute, and they talking about, yo, Peaches sick. But we all know what's going on with Peaches, man. And they kind of referenced it when Reed was talking to old girl. She was just like, yeah, a nurse at the hospital called HIV. Like dealing with a patient, she wasn't wearing gloves. And she said, could you imagine catching that without the fun? I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. But yeah, so we know it is something out there. You know, it's something to be had. Franklin and Gustavo are underneath this house for a long duration. They're having a conversation about what needs to happen or how to get out of here, what they're going to do. But like I said, they decided to leave the bags and kind of just try to find a house, kind of where they can go to till I believe like the nighttime. And then they could probably just try to hightail out of there or try to make a phone call or try to do something. But it's just hot outside. They need to kind of just lay low somewhere. And then they see this house that they think they go into. No car in the driveway, so they think everything is good. Gustavo comes in there making a shitload of noise. They walk in and you see this guy got like stuffed bears, stuffed alligator. And they're like, yo, what the hell? And next thing you know, we see this guy come out the room and shoots him with something. And it looks like a tranquilizer. And he shoots Franklin. Then he shoots Gustavo. And he's like, oh, so he gonna stuff you. And listen, I was a little behind, so I was seeing this on Twitter. I'm like, yo, I'm tweeting people like, yo, what's going on? What happened? They're like, yo, this shit got weird. And they talking about stuffing somebody. I'm like, yo, I hope they ain't about to do no rape scenes again like they did in the first season or whatever season that was, because my heart can't take it, especially if it's a main character. But he's like, yo, you gonna stuff us? And dude like, no, you're too skinny. He said, the other one, though. I'm like, oh, man, they about to... That's how my man Gustavo gonna go out. This nigga done called Wild Bodies and about to go out to a guy like this getting stuffed. I'm like, oh, that's not right. Anyway, we see Leon is at the club. You got this guy's there holding Fort down, watching the doors. I have no idea why Louie and Jerome would decide to go back to the club. That's a known spot that they're at. But maybe they feel safe there because it's not the easiest place to get in. I don't fucking know. Who knows, man? I probably would just went home or got a hotel room or something. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah. Next thing you know, Franklin and Gustavo wake up in the cage. Franklin wakes up first, and he looks up and he sees this tiger in the next cage over, and he's just, oh shit. And yeah, so they're either gonna get fed to the tiger, or one of them gonna get stuffed. I don't know, something's gonna happen. But this guy's weird as hell, and he's like, yo, I told you if you come back, yada yada yada, blah blah. I'm like, oh man, this is not the way to go out. And listen, I just was like, Franklin is kind of wave too far removed from this type of shit to be happening to him. But this is like a reminder, like, listen, you still, even though you're the top dog, you still gotta stay on your P's and Q's. And we see he still got his wits and his street smart about him, so he not too far removed from some bullshit happening. But all this means is he gonna have a bigger force field around him, which I would have thought he already had. You know, having one guy with him on a fucking big drop. You know, you need a fucking crew of motherfuckers to be on lookout, and then you need another motherfuckers to kind of just be, you know what I'm saying? That's just me though, but I know Teddy don't want that many people knowing the business or whatnot. And then to figure out how they even knew what these guys were doing or what they were getting into is another thing. Sissy and Franklin's girl are obviously concerned. They're like, listen, we going with you, Jerome, and Leon. We gonna figure out what's going on. I think Jerome is going to see Peaches, and then Leon is going to see Black Diamond and the other girl. I forget her name. You know, I always forget her name. So yeah, that concludes the episode. Now, to my predictions of who I think it is. It's either Scully. Scully has hired some people. It's either this new group of people that Sissy's working with, or it could be some old beef, man. It could be Man Boy's people, man. Who knows? Maybe, you know, they might be trying to get blood back from what happened to Man Boy. You know, who knows? We don't know. I thought they kind of wiped out that whole fraction, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but those are my predictions of what I think or who I think it might be. Like I said, it could be Scully. It could be the new people that Sissy are dealing with. You know, maybe because she backed out of the deal, they probably like, all right, we're gonna exterminate everything. It could be, or it could be Man Boy, some beef from Man Boy's people. We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. I'm trying to think if they got any other smoke recently in the show, and I don't think they have. And then these are black dudes, so who knows, man? Who knows? We'll find out soon, though. Let me know who you guys think it is. Make sure you post your comment. Oh, and somebody said they think Franklin's baby mom is a cop. And I'm kind of seeing that too, but I don't think they're gonna go with that. Being as though last season, old girl was like a double agent. You know, she wasn't good, and she was like she was all for Franklin, but she wound up turning out to be a snake too. So we'll see. Like I said, post your comments below. I'm back, baby. Make sure you like, subscribe, and notification bell. As always, peace, love, prosperity. I go by the name of the Black Abstract. Kudos, toodles.